Now, if your concrete driveway has a lot of cracks, you may be left with no choice but to simply take it all up and re-pour it. But if the cracks are confined to one section, like this right here, and it's actually broken away, then it is possible to repair it. That's what we're going to do right now. This is the tool that we're going to use to remove this damaged concrete. It's a 60-pound electric breaker or jackhammer. Now, we could take this out probably with a heavy sledgehammer. It would be pretty tough on our hands and our arms, so this will make the job go a lot faster. The trick to using this tool is not to push down on it. Let the tool itself, which is quite heavy, do the work for you. And of course, you'll want to wear eye protection, gloves, and hearing protection. So let's go ahead and start breaking here. See how fast this goes. Now, the electric jackhammer works really well to break this up into manageable chunks like this. But what I'm finding is the crowbar and this small sledge right here is the tool to use to sort of get these loose and actually out of here. Well, as you can see, we've cleaned the debris out of our hole here, and I'm still not sure what caused this. It doesn't seem to be terribly wet down here, but it is summertime now. It could have dried out. Here's an interesting thing. These are two pieces of concrete that we took out of here, this one and this one. You can see this is about almost twice as thick as this one. I would imagine what happened is the ground wasn't flat when they poured this, and some of it was quite thin, and that might have contributed to the cracking. The other thing is, when we took this out, it was kind of powdery on the bottom. It broke up very easily. Could have been a bad batch of cement. So I really can't tell you exactly what caused it. The important thing is now we're going to fix it. Now, this is a mixer that we've rented to mix up our concrete. You can do this by hand in a box with a trowel, but this is going to make the job go a lot easier. You can get these at most tool rental places. I'm going to turn the mixer on and then begin by adding the concrete. This is a pre-mixed concrete here. Already got the sand and gravel in it. We'll just dump this in first. Now that we've got the dry concrete mix in here, we're going to add some water from a garden hose. I'm going to keep adding water until this ends up being a plastic-like consistency. Now we're going to prepare our hole here by dampening the soil and the edges of the old concrete. And to make sure that I get a really good bond between the new concrete and the old, I'm going to take some of this acrylic fortifier or bonding agent. I'm going to pour it in here in this container. Then take a paintbrush and paint it on this edge. This is where the two surfaces are going to come in contact with each other, and this will minimize the possibility of them cracking again at the same place. Well, this batch is ready to pour. Now, down here I put what's called a splash board. That's so we can dump it right on the board and it'll slide right into the hole. The other way to do this is to dump it into a wheelbarrow and bring it over here and pour it in, but this just saves that step. Let's tip this up. There we go. Well, this should be enough concrete to fill up our hole. Now what I'm going to do is something called screeding. Just a matter of taking a straight board like this and kind of dragging it across the surface of the concrete. Actually, the old concrete on the sides here is sort of acting like a form would, and we're just leveling this off flush with the surface of the surrounding concrete here. What I'm doing right now is called floating, and I'm using a wooden float to do that. You can also use a metal float or trowel to do this same process. Now, concrete has all kinds of different sized stones in it, from very large ones like this to very tiny ones. Actually, sand would be the smallest. And what we're doing here is we're sort of passing this float over the surface here, sort of pushing those bigger rocks down and leaving the very fine sand up on the surface. Now, the technique here is to sort of lift the leading edge of the trowel about a ½ inch as you move across the surface like this. See, we're going to lift it up just about a ½ inch, move it across the surface, and to do it in kind of circular motions, like I'm doing right here. Now, practically all concrete has stress control joints. There are these grooves right here. If you can think of these as kind of score lines, because if the concrete's going to crack, it'll crack along these joints rather than through the field. So I've restored the joints here and here using this tool right here. It's called a grooving tool. You can see it's got sort of a curved up, sort of boat-shaped end right here. And this is what makes that control joint. So across here, we'll, first of all, set our grooving tool in here, and then we'll use this board here as a straight edge. Pull this down just a little bit. And I want it about the same distance from the joint up there as it is right here. Okay? And then we're just going to run this across here like this. Sometimes you have to do this several times to sort of work that groove into the concrete. Concrete often has a texture, and that's usually created with a broom. Well, in this case, the texture on this was very, very slight, and I found that a broom was just too much. It wasn't blending well. So this paintbrush actually has worked out quite well. I'm just running this over the surface of the concrete. This is quite hard right now. Just putting a little bit of texture in here so that it won't be slippery. Now, concrete hardens through a chemical process. The water actually combines with the materials in the concrete and causes it to harden or cure over time. Now, what's important is you don't want that process to happen too quickly. Ideally, you'd like this to cure for about 2 or 3 days. So, as you might have been able to tell, it was very hot here today. What we're going to do is spray this with water, cover this with a piece of plastic, and then a couple, 3 times a day for the next couple of days, we're going to repeat this process. Take the plastic off, put some more water on, so that this can cure in its own sweet time and end up being as hard as the rest of the driveway here. Okay, well, in a couple of days, this will be ready to drive on. Now, you might be interested in some of the costs with this project. We rented 2 tools here, that jackhammer, which was about $55 for a half day, and the mixer, which was about $23 for the half day. What I'd suggest you do, rent the jackhammer for the first half of the day, take it back, and then get the mixer, because you can't use them both at the same time. And the concrete to do this job was about $20, $25 at the most. So for about $100, we were able to make this patch, and I guarantee you that's a lot less than it would cost to have a pro come out and do it for you.